All right, here we are. Beautiful resting spot. Early. Is this late afternoon or early evening? I don't know. I don't know. Um, it's healthy week though, or at least since yesterday or something like that. Um, but yeah, so checking in. How was my? I was looking at the timer there. We'll talk about that. That's actually interesting. Checking in. How was my day today? My day was actually, pretty good. Not too bad, right? It was, I mean, just kind of what I guess you'd call humdrum, right? One of those days where you can't really distinguish it from like other days. That's not to say that it was exactly the same, right? And things would happen, but if from my memory, it's sort of like, well, what actually occurred, like, I don't know, right? If nothing eventful occurred, it's sort of like, yeah, just another day, just another day. However, right, today is not just another day, because this actually is, you might consider a pre-grain, right? Because it's St. Patty's Day, right? So St. Patrick's Day is one of those days when I was a kid, like I never really, I guess it was sort of like you overlook because you don't get any presents, right? It's sort of like it was Christmas, and then you have your birthday, right? And so if you're really lucky, your birthday's in the summer, right? I'm actually a fall baby, so I get Christmas. I get my birthday right before Thanksgiving, right before Christmas. So it's kind of like one of those things. But Easter, you eat candy. Uh, St. Patty's Day, you just wear green, right? It's like what's going on with that? So I don't know. I don't really like. I guess apparently like the Irish. I guess I kind of look Irish. I don't know. I don't know if I look Irish or not. I don't know. I never know sort of what these sort of like nationalities. It's like Irish or English or Italian or German, what blah blah blah, right? Russian, Ukrainian. I guess is that the same thing? You never know. Eastern European. Anyway, I guess I can just list out what nationalities are for the next several minutes. I think I'm going to try to go over just I'm talking aloud, right? Maybe we can talk about talking aloud. Dude, what are we talking about? No, but this is jumbled, right? I feel like one of the things I was thinking about today is like I don't think I'm a very random person, right? And I remember there was an era in YouTube where people used to make random videos, right? And it used to be like that was sort of the thing, right? In other words, like that was the sort of point. Like, the point was to make the videos random, and you would sort of do. I get you wouldn't even do like necessarily skits, right? Because that would sort of be preparing, right? Like preparing a script. It was supposed to be like, I guess, not only just unscripted, like what I try to do here, but also random. And I don't know, like I'm not sure if people still do that anymore, right? Like it's interesting. It does, it's sort of like people can. It's interesting because one of the things that, now that we can talk randomly, but one of the things that for me, like it's interesting how like things are popular for a certain time period, but then they sort of like stop becoming popular. And it's sort of like, I guess people get tired of it, but like presumably there was something in it that appealed to you, that made it popular, right? And I guess it's sort of like it appeals to everyone at a certain time period. I always use this when I think of like music, right? Like it's interesting how like when I was young, one of my favorite memories was like sort of like car rides with my parents, and I would sort of like we would just listen to the radio, or we would listen to my dad's like album collection, right? He was like a classic rock guy, and so so I kind of adopted the taste, right? I still listen to some classic rock as well. Like I don't even know what's popular now in music, but it's interesting how like it's sort of like there's a sound that defines an era. And why does it, I mean, you might ask like sort of why does it define that era? Well, it's really probably because like that's what's popular, right? Like, and then it sort of like doesn't become, and then there's something new that sort of displaces it, and the new thing adds a sort of different different musical bit, but all of a sudden that's what's popular, right? And I remember I remember this always, not only, this still to this day sort of baffles me, because I think about sort of like what what to do with my own sort of YouTube career, and I think about like what others did in the past, and sort of like, first of all, my influencers, I'm never as good as my influencers, right? But it is sort of interesting, because it's sort of like I remember my cousin used to read like teen magazines, and she used to want me to do my hair. By the way, do I look like I just got up? Because that was actually my intention. Sophie, I look like I just got up. Anyway, but my cousin used to want me to do my hair like what was it, like Lance Bass or something? I don't know, or Justin Timberlake or something. And so if I don't know, it's funny, because I guess if someone predicted that it sort of like would make a comeback, maybe I can make it a comeback. I don't know. But it's interesting, because like my cousin used to do that, and I used to never get that, right? It was sort of like why would you sort of just like do like what like is cool, like what makes something cool, right? Like, I mean, it's always, I guess, like, I don't know, is this what they call overthinking? I don't know. Take a drink, right? Take a drink. It's just interesting how like it's like, oh, what's like sort of popular, what's like cool. I was talking about like the dude. This stuff interests me. It fascinates me, because I guess like I feel like I'm always like a step behind. I think that's the issue, right? Like, it's like, it has, like, the stuff that appears in the teen magazine is the stuff that appeared in like somebody's bedroom like 2 years prior, right? And then it sort of made it big, and then it's sort of on its way down when it sort of makes it. It's almost at like sort of the flat line when it makes its way to me. Is what it's like. I'm just kidding. Woe is me is part of like, we've got to have some woe is me, right? I'm just kidding. But yeah. So another thing I want to talk about, right, which was one of my big topics, but I know like this is not getting easier. You would think that I'm actually, I've done it in a week, right? I'm ready to retire. Like, I really am. Like, it's interesting, because like you would think that like this is, and maybe like I've got to give it more time, right? Like, this is like the I think this is the 8th day. I didn't have my rest day, so I supposed to rest. I don't know if you thought I was going to say something about that, that's good. But yeah, it's interesting how like but this is not only this getting hard, but you start, like, I starting to think about, like, I'm, I'll be an hour and I'm trying to write an email to a client, or I'm trying to write an email to my boss or something. And it's like, oh, what am I supposed to say? Right. Like and it's like, but I'm thinking about sort of, and not only am I thinking about it, but I'm getting anxiety, because it's like, what am I supposed to say here? I don't know. This is not good. One of the things I was thinking about, because one of the things, you try to remember bits, right? I guess like try to start some comedy stuff, some snide. I have like snide comedy. If I had to sort of categorize, I don't know if that's even like sarcastic, snarky comedy, which is like probably the least funny comedy. I don't know. I'm being, the point is that, like, am I wearing green today? Yeah, I'm wearing my envy of my boss's Bentley. I don't know. Was that even? No, not good. all right. We're gonna make this through. So, but the point is that, like, and it's interesting because, like, why am I saying this? I'm just pointing this out because, I guess it's like, one of the things I was trying to think about is sort of like, if you regularly sort of do this, right, what happens in terms of, do you get more adjusted, or does it, in other words, I'm interested in sort of seeing how this in particular, and then, this kind of evolves, right? So it's sort of like what happens as we move forward, right? I've already brought my first prop in, which is also very refreshing. This is a very needed prop. I guess all props are needed. I don't even know what I'm saying today. But it's interesting. But this, and you would expect, like, I would have hoped that it's sort of like, on video 50, you're better than video 250, right? Or excuse me, the other way around, right? Like, you're better than video 2. In video 250, you're better than video 50. But I don't know that this is going to be the case for me. I don't know if I'll make it to video 250. You can place your bets if you're watching this in series, which I highly doubt anyone would, including, well, I guess myself, and then make it in series. Do I predict I'll make it to video 250? I will, and this is interesting because I can make myself make to 250, right? That's the sort of thing that I'm also interested in, right? Sort of the will to make videos. Now, make good videos that you put that good in there, and it's like, we'll stay away from that. But the will to make videos, make it to video 250 is the call to action today, right? And yeah, hopefully everyone has a good Valentine's Day. This is find you an Irish girl who's like, what do you think of when you think of Irish girls? That's my question of the day. Did I ask my question of the day? When I think of Irish girls, obviously you think of red hair and freckles, but I feel like you also think of Guinness jugs. All right, bye.